have on the line Brendan Powell. Good evening, Brendan.
Good evening, Peter. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and thanks very much again for joining us. I think what I really wanted to ask you, just to ask you as a former jockey, what kind of dedication it takes to last that long, and not only that, but to ride so many winners.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is unbelievable. I remember him from the first day he walked into the weigh room. I suppose I was sort of one of the senior jockeys at the time. I think I rode with AP for about the last 6 years of my career.
Right.
I think in the last 13 seasons I've started training, he's ridden me 30 plus winners. I mean, we're only a smallish yard, but great help to us. But as you say, dedication. Yeah, I rode for 26 seasons, I think, in total. AP's been 19. And it'll just tell you the amount of winners he's ridden in that time. But, you know, to do it with actually having weight problems all his life is unbelievable. I was lucky I never had weight problems, but he has had all his life, you know. But to do it for that long and keep going the way he is remarkable.
And he's well known for taking those jelly beans with him.
Yes.
What was he like to ride against? Obviously, he's ridden horses for you, but what was he like to ride against? Obviously he's a born winner, but you know, in the changing rooms and things like that, what was he like in there? Weighing rooms, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, a great guy. I mean, it's funny, the AP that you see on the racecourse, as soon as he walks out of the weigh room and he's with the owners, he's with the horse and walking back in, he's totally dedicated. A lot of people think he's miserable, but actually he's one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet in your life, and he's got a great sense of humour. In the weigh room, especially the younger lads in the weigh room, he looks after them all, he'll walk over, give them advice. And that's just the way he is, and that's AP for you, you know.
And can I just ask you just slightly to go towards more nearer your phone, because we lose you sometimes. I mean, obviously with AP, he's reached 4,000, everyone's celebrating, but as I said to Rebecca Curtis just before the break, he's just going to go on, isn't he? You know, OK, he's going to have a good time today, but he's going to target 4,500, 5,000 and whatever. He's going to keep going, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken to him. I mean, we've been lucky. I mean, AP will come in and school for me every now and again, and you know, just when you talk to him, he'll be quite happy to ride until the day that he wakes up and decides I'm not enjoying this anymore, I'm not getting satisfaction out of it. And the other thing, of course, is injuries. I mean, he's had an amazing amount of injuries, but he keeps coming back after me. I've never known a guy as tough as him. But I just think, knowing AP, he can't see anything else out of riding racehorses at the moment, and I'm sure, you know, at 39 years of age, is in a jump jockey's career, is an amazing age to go on to. I think Jimmy McCarthy went to 42 and packed up this year. I went to 40, but it's a long, long career with a lot of bangs. And but I'm sure AP, he loves it so much, he'll just keep going until somebody tells him that's it, it's enough.
We've got one of our. Can I just ask you, Brendan? We're having some problems with the phone reception. I don't know if you can bring it nearer to you. One of our guys on the panel actually is a fanatic horse racing fan. He was actually born a year after AP McCoy started riding, and he's got one question for you, a couple of questions for you.
I've never known.
Yeah.
Hi, Brendan. It's Luke here. I've never known jumps racing without Tony McCoy, really. But as a retired jockey yourself, can you fathom what he's done today? And do you think it will ever be repeated?
I honestly can't see that it will be. I mean, I was talking to Willie Carson in the weigh room today at Towcester, and I mean, Willie said he remembers going down to Chepstow the day that Stan Mellor, who was one of the greatest jump jockeys of all time, was looked like he's going to ride his 1,000th winner, and they said, well, this will never be beaten. You know, I mean, I ended up with just under 800 in 26 seasons of riding, and thought to myself, well, you know, it's a fair record, but actually he'll do that in about 5 years. So it'll just tell you the remarkable man that he is.
And how has, obviously, competing against him, being a jockey, how has the relationship changed over the years? Obviously, you're now the trainer. Do you advise AP on how to ride a horse, or do you just let him get on with it?
The one thing you'll say about AP, and I think since I started training, it probably only happened with a couple of jockeys. And Adrian Maguire rode for me the first 3 seasons until Adrian got hurt. And as soon as I legged him up on a horse, I always basically left it to them. All I do is tell them, you know, what I think of the horse. He either stays well, etc., and I leave it to them. And I mean, AP's ridden winners for me on horses that, you know, to be truthful with you, people always say, oh, it's the old adage, nobody else would have won it, but they wouldn't have done.
Award winner springs to mind there, Brendan, but...
Yeah,
As
he
my-
is. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Sam Jones, who was conditional jockey with me, and Sam's still rising. He's a lovely guy and a good rider. Sam won the first bumper on him, and he keeps saying to me, "Well, AP's not the only one that's ever won on him." So,
Just keep reminding you about that.
but yeah, I mean, a few times there. I mean, award winner. I think it was 3 runs ago. You tops her. I mean, he looked beat at the second last.
Yeah.
And I mean, AP literally just carried him home. You know, he's,
And finally, before you go, is that what you think he does? I mean, he actually wins races that you look back on and you think, well, how could he put... I mean, obviously today was one of the races in question. The horse looks beat. He somehow galvanises the horse, encourages the horse, and then gets up on the line. And that's what you get with AP. You get someone that really gives the horse confidence to get going, really.
yeah, I mean, you say with 95 or 99% of horses, I mean, anybody worth the riding fee of the top jockeys will get him home. And I mean, I see the likes. I mean, Richard Johnson at time from the last home. There's not many would beat Richard in the finish. And you know, if he's upsize or a neck in front, it takes a hard one to get to beat Richard. But AP's just got this knack that he can look very busy in a race, and you just think there's nothing left in the tank. But you know, he's a completely different jockey than the likes of Timmy Murphy, who'll just creep away on a horse and guide him in there very, very quietly. But AP does it the other way. And as I said, until after the last or halfway up the running, you'd never ever know how much he's got left in the tank.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Brendan. We've got to move on, but thanks very much for taking time out to speak to us this evening.
Not at all. Great to talk to you.
Thank you. All the best.
Brendan.
Bye.